Our next poet is Bill Alberti. Bill Alberti's poems have appeared in several literary magazines and journals. He has 5 published chapbooks of poetry and for 9 years was the poet columnist for Gatehouse Media. His column, The Poet's Pen, appeared in 16 local weekly newspapers, including the Old Colony Memorial. He was a member of both Tidepool Poets and Poetry, The Art of Words, including many visual inverse events. Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Alberti.
Good evening. I'm honored to be here, to be able to read for you. So the first poem is a little tribute to spring, which is just really right upon us right now. It's called Spring Shower. Early morning sky weeps tears, crippity-crock on leaves. From a favorite chair by my cracked open window, I sip first coffee, watching, listening. Swish, swish. A commuter motors through black lakes, spewing silver, wet tinsel streamers. Downspouts rattle with rain, tick-tapping a metronomic melody. Moss moistens. Dry grass whispers gratitude. Tree branches bow in thanksgiving. I hear growing, the greening of the neighborhood. I smell the earth's refreshment, the quenching of its parched pores. And like the oxygenated air sweeping in and over me, I sigh with delight and my heart smiles large. We all have backs, and I'm sure we know someone or ourselves who have suffered some back pain. So I was trying to write a blues poem, and I decided to dedicate it to my back. It's called The Bad Back Blues. Yesterday I did too much. Today my back's in real pain. Yesterday I bent so low. Now I got to use a cane. I had to see a chiropractor, pretzeled me, gave me a pill. I went to see this chiropractor. I left with one big hefty bill. Today is not a good day, 'cause I got the bad back blues. Today it ain't no good day. I did work I should have refused. Now my muscles all in spasm, running up and down my spine. Oh, my lower back's in spasm. I'm all twisted like a vine. So I won't lift one finger. Of that I am emphatic. 'Cause if I lifts one finger, it might become sciatic. I ain't going for no x-rays. Why take unneeded risk? I ain't posing for no x-rays. I know it's bulging disc. The pain, it sure is throbbing. Feels like I'm in a vice. My lower back's a throbbing. Think I'll go and get some ice and put it in a tall glass. Add bourbon whiskey to the mix. Then drink it down real fast. I'll be nursing my own fix. Thank you. One summer I was lucky enough to study at the University of Ireland in the Galway campus, and I got to explore that city, that lovely city. And when I came home, I put the images that kind of came to me in this litany poem. It's called Reflections on the Gift of Galway. Stones and stucco, stucco and stones, block upon block, bone upon bone. Black iron grates, garden gates, hedgerow screens of evergreens. Chieftain gray sky, warlike mountain, doomed cathedral, cascade fountain, scarves and sweaters and street musicians, statue still mimes, changed positions, street-lined shop stores, Spanish arches, white swan families swim the marshes. The Corrib River runs Celtic fast, Salmon fishers reel their casts. Restaurants and pubs and cobblestone street, doorway bridges where lovers meet. This and much more my heart has seen in Galway town, my Irish dream. And now you see, my poem is finished. Time for some crack and a pint of Guinness. And lastly, my first readings, as many of yours, were probably the nursery rhymes. And I would do those every night with my mother before I went to sleep. So I wrote this poem in honor of her. And if you're following it carefully, there are 10 fairy tales in here. You can count them as you're here. Titled, Once Upon a Time. I wished for a fairy godmother and a cricket conscience guide, 7 dwarfs to be my friends, and a Gretel by my side. I wanted to whistle while I worked and weave straw into gold, wear slippers made of glass and never grow up or old. I wanted to ride inside a pumpkin, build a house of sturdy bricks, climb up a magic beanstalk, and be wise to witches' tricks. I wanted to sleep in a bed just right, have a long nose made of wood, sprinkle a path of breadcrumbs, and wear a Red Riding Hood. I learned lessons from the fairy tales. Never lie, always obey, do not talk to strangers, and heed what parents say. I mostly was a good boy, didn't cry or complain, walked the straight and narrow, not easy to sustain. I miss Mom reading the storybooks, the good times and the laughter. Her magic and her love remembered lives happily ever after. Thank you.